It's a good day in the United States. Many of you are aware that the U.S. Supreme Court had taken the case of, well, there's three cases actually. The three cases were under Title VII, which is the federal statute in the United States that prohibits discrimination based on sex. The three cases that the U.S. Supreme Court took up were cases that considered whether sex included sexual orientation and gender identity. The fake feminist organization Women's Liberation Front, which I think everyone at this point is well aware is just a fake group that's funded by right-wing organizations to push right-wing messaging about LGBT people, had filed a friend of the court brief siding with the employers and their ability to fire people based on sexual orientation and gender identity. They lost today. So I just wanted to say very quickly, it looks like the decision, I haven't fully read it, but it looks like it affirms Price Waterhouse, which was the case that was decided in the 80s to extend the application of sex to include sex stereotypes and thereby making discrimination against women based on sex stereotypes illegal. So this is all good for anybody who cares about fair employment issues. It's good for people who care about the ability of others to live free in society without fear of irrational discrimination in employment. There's no good reason to fire someone because they're gay or transgender. Women's Liberation Front is going to continue to push their bullshit about how this decision is going to be disastrous for women's rights. They are wrong. They are simply wrong. Everyone who's supported Women's Liberation Front, I hope you are humbled by this decision. I would encourage you to read it and to consider the wrongness of your opinions on this, and to maybe consider that you don't have to hate gay people or transgender people to be in favor of, rights for women. Like, you don't have to do that. So please read the majority. Also, Kavanaugh has a dissent, which he babies out in it. I'm sorry if that's, anti-baby, but he acts like a big baby saying, but you have to read the literal text, or you have to read what the words say and blah, blah, blah. He does say, however, that he thinks it's the right result. Like, he doesn't think that people should be fired for being gay or transgender either. So he has like a, how do you construe statutes argument. So I'm going to put this in recycling because once you read it, you don't need it. This is the majority opinion. This is Alito's dissent, which is much thicker, and Justice Thomas joined in this. I'm guessing that Women's Liberation Front is going to, use this as a primer on like how to frame these issues going forward. If I were them, that's what I would do. They're going to continue to lose though, because they're siding with something that people do not support. People don't think that people should be fired for being gay or transgender. There are legitimate things to bring up with regards to how you craft statutes so that they are balanced to protect both women's sex-based rights and the rights of transgender people based on gender identity. But neither the anti-trans people nor the pro-trans people are doing this with any care at all at the moment. That's not my problem. That's someone else's problem. But it's a good day. The only thing that had been left as far as like big core basic agenda items in the United States was this piece, was to ban discrimination based on sexual orientation and employment. That's not to say there aren't other things that need doing, because obviously there are, but as far as like, basic planks in the gay agenda, this is important. So I would encourage you not to buy in again to Wolf's bullshit or the bullshit peddled by the various, gender crits who are just ridiculous. There's not a single person on the gender critical side in the United States that knows what the fuck they're talking about. So that's it.